He just keeps moving. But when he starts saying, oh my God, you know he's ill. You know he's very unwell. Fuck out of here.
If he does get charged, there will be probably a presumption that he's detained. Now it's not did he do it? Now it's not did he do it, it's did he done.
Poison me, and by the way, y'all done already fuck with me so much. Y'all already Black Mirrored me. You already made everybody think I'm crazy. You already took my family away. You already separated all my friends. I don't got no celebrity friends.
I think, a lot of guys like the Diddys and the Kanye Wests of the world, when you go cut them deals, when you go in the back room and you cut them deals with the major corporations, you need to know where you stand at. You need to know that, that these people really own you.
Kanye West is making headlines again as fans revisit his past connection with Diddy. While the world watches Diddy's situation unfold, people are starting to wonder if Kanye's wild moments were actually warnings or just part of his unpredictable nature. Either way, no one can deny the impact Kanye has had on hip-hop, from producing Jay-Z's legendary album, The Blueprint, to building his own empire. Kanye went from a hungry producer to a global icon who refused to follow the rules and forced the industry to pay attention.
Just listen to it like, yo, man, you a soulful dude. And everything that Hov is saying is like in stone. Like, I will never forget none of these words, because I'm off the train. I'm from Chicago. I got $10 in my pocket right now, and I'm just having the opportunity to play these beats. So I've had different so-called hit records and everything up to that point. But at this point, it's like this is like the moment of truth for me right here. So now I play another beat. Then I play another beat. Then I played this one beat, and it was like, never, 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 never change. I never change. Yo, he took his hat down. He's like, oh. I was like, yo, maybe he like him. Maybe he might buy this beat. So he was like, yo, put them joints on CD. And then he left out, right? I was like, okay, I'm putting these joints on CD. We'll see what happened. So then 2 weeks later, the Blueprint was finished, right? So basically, at that point, everything started rolling. Everybody's like, yo, man, I heard you had half the Blueprint album. I heard you did half a Jay-Z album. I couldn't even believe it myself.
Blaze is a copycat. He get credit for the Blueprint, and I did the first half of the Blueprint, and he just copied my half and look where I'm at today. Look where he at today. So that's just show you. No, what do you mean? I be hearing and then it be all over the radio. I have my girlfriend from Chicago who be in Hot 97 and stuff, listen to the radio. It be another Just Blaze song, another Just Blaze song. Vegas will be happy. Right. No, I like the originators, man. Okay. I don't mind the copycats too. And by the way, you just gotta say it like it is. You know what I'm saying? I said, if somebody copy me, I'll be like, you copy me. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell Trav, like, yo, you copy me, boy. And it's like, but I love you, but just know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta be, no, but hey, man, it's our community.
Years later, Kanye even called out Just Blaze, saying he was a copycat for his work on The Blueprint, claiming that he set the tone for the album and others just followed his lead. It was a bold statement, but one that lines up with Kanye's confidence in his creative vision and his belief that he has always been the true innovator behind the sound that changed hip-hop forever.
Everybody that knows Sean Carter knows that he will slump anyone in any relationship for $1. Look at how he did Dame. Like, I don't give a fuck if you wanted to get away from your homie, if you wanted to get away from your partner, but to do it the way he did it, it's malicious. But maybe that was because he was fucking the girl that didn't want you.
Oh. Let the church say amen?
I don't know.
A few years into Rockefeller, things took a turn when Jay-Z made a major move that felt like a betrayal to his former best friend, going on to create Roc Nation, leaving behind the original crew that helped build the dynasty and sparking rumors of broken trust and loyalty issues that still echo through the culture today.
Like, yeah, there'll be certain things that just because I know better, I do different, but who cares, man? I was like a kid.
What are those things? If you were giving me advice,
I wouldn't have been so generous with Jake. It was more friendship for me and money for him. And I always felt that, but I ignored it a little.
You regret ignoring that?
I don't regret it. I wouldn't have let certain things happen because I didn't think they could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would never do that. But he did things that I thought he would never do. So now I would be like, oh, he would do that. And I would make sure it didn't happen. The difference between Jay and Kanye, and I say it, Jay is about the money, period. And Kanye is about the art and the money. But it's the art. You know what I mean? Like Kanye is a real artist. Like Kanye is in different dimensions. Like, you know, he really focuses on that fashion. I never saw Jay do that, ever.
But no matter what, Kanye is someone who is always given credit where it's due, whether it's Damon Dash or anyone else who supported him early on. He's never been afraid to speak on, who believed in him when no one else did, and that loyalty has always been a part of his story, even as the industry around him shifted and alliances changed.
When's the last time you talked with Jay-Z?
I don't want to talk about Jay-Z.
No, come on, Dame.
Why?
Because we're having a full conversation
You know why
here.
it's not fair? Because he doesn't talk about it.
I hear
and
you.
every time I talk about the situation, number one, this is what you know. No matter what, I feel he robbed me. Period.
Okay.
And no matter what, I'm always gonna feel that way. So you're never gonna if I hit somebody with some work and they run off, I forgive it. It don't bother me. But if you ask me about that person, I'm like, nah, he ran off.
Right.
So the way he goes about moves with my business, I'm not talking about nobody else's, but personally, the way he did me was dirty. The way he did Biggs was dirty. The way he did Rockefeller was dirty. So he told L.A. Reid, I want Rockefeller, I don't want Damon Biggs down, and we was like, damn, I'd have left. I thought that was dirty. The shit he did with Rockware, that was dirty. When he said he wasn't gonna be a part of it while I was selling it and devalued it, and then I stepped away from it because I needed to go do my own thing, and all of a sudden they do a big deal like that. That was dirty. They put me, that was dirty. It was dirty business, and that's how I feel. So anytime you ask me, I'm not salty for life, right? But with him, yeah, I'm salty. That was whack. And look, there's no more Rockefeller. There's him, there's Kanye.
So how does the story between Kanye and Diddy really go? They seemed cool for a few years with Kanye, even showing up to Diddy's birthday party in 2019, right in the middle of his feud with Jay-Z, and that's where we got the legendary photo of Kanye, Diddy, Jay-Z, and Pharrell all together in one frame. Fast forward to the 2022 BET Awards. Kanye surprised everyone with a rare appearance, delivering an emotional speech while presenting Diddy with the Lifetime Achievement Award, showing nothing but praise and respect, which made people think the bond between them was still strong despite the chaos around them.
What I will say about Kanye is he's the only one on a real level that's given me a certain kind of respect. The only one. And it doesn't matter because he's the biggest one, right? He's the only billionaire of the whole crew. It's funny, but he's the only one that's paid proper respect, and he's always been that guy. And what happened was I had asked Just Blaze to flip that beat for me, and Just Blaze did not. And I was aggravated about it. Like, I yelled at him about it probably because I found it disrespectful. Like, I send an order and you fucking don't prioritize it. And I asked Kanye to do it. He did it that day, that night. And, history was made. And it was just because of the respect that he gave me is the reason why it was so successful. It was the first record he got played on the radio as a rapper.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful
I feel like that was the first moment we knew.
And it was the first time Queen had actually cleared a sample. They cleared it.
Seeing as Kanye was even added to the current roster of Bad Boy Records hitmen in 2015, it looked like everything was cool between the two legends, but things took a turn just a few months later when Kanye showed up wearing a shirt that said "Will Lies Matter," sparking huge controversy at a time when tensions were already high across the country following several painful incidents involving police and the Black community. During a heated interview, Diddy stepped in and tried to frame Kanye as a free thinker, even when the host pushed back, saying he was defending Kanye too much. Diddy still stood by him, trying to calm the narrative and show support despite the backlash.
Okay, you getting lit, okay. This is just on the CEO level. Jay or Dame? Just CEO.
Absolutely, 1,000% Dame Dash.
Oh, really? Okay. I need an explanation for this one.
Because Dame Dash the visionary.
Okay.
He the original black hipster. I'm the devil's worst nightmare. I'm Dame Dash with money.
Wow. I don't know how to take that one, but continue.
And I'm also Jay and Dame combined. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Dame has the vision. You see it.
This eventually led Kanye to publicly go off on Diddy, with the two reportedly arguing over text messages, and in typical Kanye fashion, he posted nearly all the screenshots on X, then known as Twitter, after the posts kept coming. Diddy tried to de-escalate by asking for Kanye's address and telling him to stop playing internet games, but Kanye fired back, saying he wouldn't be controlled or influenced by anyone, and even claimed he views Diddy as an example in a larger battle over independence and power. He made it clear he wasn't backing down, and the tension reached a boiling point during a now viral Drink Champs interview where Kanye openly called out Diddy and others in the industry, accusing them of cooperating to save themselves and directly taking aim at the Bad Boy founder in a moment that shocked fans and stirred more questions than answers.
Like, I should never have Puff have to ever call more than one time. Any of us in this room, if Puff ever need us, we need to jump and be there. This man has been through and survived a lot of stuff and broke down a lot of doors so we could be standing. I know for me that I could be here.
Fast forward a few months later to Kanye's set at Rolling Loud, and surprisingly, Diddy showed up with his son Justin Combs and a full crew in what looked like a public show of support. The moment caught fans off guard, considering all the tension that had played out online, but it seemed like a signal that maybe things weren't as hostile as they once appeared, or at least that both sides were willing to keep up appearances in front of the crowd.
That's what I was saying. And then I was going to put out these T-shirts today, Kanye or nothing. And then Kanye, my boy. Kanye, my boy.
Now, this is where he need the OG talk.
Kanye, my boy.
White Lives Matter.
Kanye, my boy, is a super, super, super free thinker. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times what he means is like misconstrued, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes just, you know...
You gotta stop making excuses for him, Paul.
Yeah, no, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that if he did it, like, that's the way he thinks. And so, you know, and I understand white lives do matter, but it's not that. That was our slogan. That wasn't our slogan to go share with nobody else. And so that's the only...
What's up? Check this out, y'all. I am not about to be addressing every last thing that's going on in the world on the internet. But the thing I do have to address is this White Lives Matter t-shirt. I've always been there, and I will always support my brother Kanye as a free thinker. But the White Lives Matter t-shirt, I don't rock with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with it. And with the press and what fashion is doing, thinking it's a joke, but right now all America has planned for us is poverty, incarceration, and death. So before I could get to any other lives matter, which all lives matter, you know what I'm saying? That Black Lives Matter, don't play with it. If you don't wear the shirt, don't buy the shirt, don't play with the shirt.
As the story goes, Puffy allegedly tried to meet with Kanye after the Rolling Loud set, but Kanye refused to link up, and this happened just weeks before federal agents raided two of Puffy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles as part of a serious investigation into alleged trafficking. Now fans are looking back and wondering if Kanye saw something coming, especially since his viral Drink Champs interview seemed to hint at deeper truths. Kanye even made comments that fueled long-standing rumors about Diddy being connected to federal authorities, and now the relationship between them is more unclear than ever. To add to the mystery, boxer Ryan Garcia recently claimed that Kanye turned down his walkout offer before the Devin Haney fight, reportedly because he said no Diddy, which just added more fuel to the fire and raised more questions about where Kanye really stands.
And by the way, y'all done already fuck with me so much. Y'all already black mirrored me. You already made everybody think I'm crazy. You already took my family away. You already separated all my friends. I don't got no celebrity friends. Because when I was on TV, on Instagram saying, I don't know where my child is, and the Kardashians kidnapped my daughter in public, and I didn't have the address of my child, none of these niggas that want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though, right?
Travis gave me the address.
Right.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fucking fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're gonna go pull my co-car. So y'all niggas shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the fuck up about, you shut the fuck up about.
Ryan Garcia went on a long rant on X calling out Kanye and questioning why he would ever defend someone who's under federal investigation. He reminded everyone that Kanye used to expose Diddy and now seems to be switching up, saying Kanye sees himself above everything and no one really cares about him anymore, according to Garcia. This isn't about race, it's about accountability. If Diddy did something wrong, then that's just what it is. He said the feds don't show up without something real behind it, and he's tired of seeing people protect that energy. He even said he's on Kanye's neck, and Kanye hasn't replied, probably because he's scared, but others think it's more likely that Kanye just doesn't see it as worth responding to, especially with everything else going on. Jaguar Wright also jumped in, saying Kanye gets silenced because he speaks the truth and it bothers people. She said the industry labels him crazy just because his voice is louder and his message cuts through all the noise. Everyone can have an opinion about him, but when he fires back, suddenly it's a problem, and that's the real issue.
With the BDs and the endo, but that was me when I was burning seeds.
The industry, I think, has always had layers, and as one of the artists I work with said, Kanye might be dealing with a little buyer's remorse because at one point he bought into the game fully, and now maybe he feels differently about the choices he made back then. Maybe that's why he's able to openly speak about personal pain like the loss of his mother and frame it the way he does. It's not just talk, it sounds like someone who's been through the fire and came out questioning everything he once believed.
Why not? What the fuck is so special about these motherfuckers?
Right.
That they get to call him crazy and he don't get to say shit back.
Right.
Everybody can have an opinion about him, but he can't have one? Oh, why? Oh, yeah, his loudspeaker is better than yours. See, that's the real fucking problem.
It's the brands.
It's the real fucking problem. Y'all talk shit about this motherfucker all the time. You don't hear him complaining. He just keeps moving. But when he starts saying, oh my God, you know he's ill. You know he's very unwell. I think he, as one of the artists that I work with said, might be struggling with a little buyer's remorse. Because he did buy into the game. And maybe he feels a little differently about some of the choices that he made in his younger years. Maybe that's why he's able to talk about his mom being sacrificed. Had it. Does he have tics? Does he have nervous issues? Does he have shit that other people have? I got PTSD. I suffer from anxiety at times. You know, does that mean that I'm not capable of telling the truth? I don't know. But if the best you can do is take him from being a $4 billionaire to a 400 millionaire, if that's the best shot you got, then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's the best you can do. You take away 90% of his money and he's still got 400 million.
He's had his struggles. Sure, maybe he has tics. Maybe he deals with things like anxiety or PTSD, like a lot of people do. But does that mean he's not capable of speaking the truth? I don't think so. And if the biggest move the system could make was to knock him from being a $4 billionaire down to a 400 millionaire, and he's still standing, then what does that really say if that's the best shot they had, and he still came out with hundreds of millions? Then maybe the real fear is not what he lost, but what he's still capable of doing with what he has left.
Why ain't you coming to his aid? Why ain't you fucking helping him? Oh, that's right. He can talk because he didn't kill anybody. That's what he said. That's the reason why he can talk. It's because he ain't got the skeletons that the most of the motherfuckers that he know got.
Then, why isn't anyone coming to his aid? Why isn't anyone standing up for him? Oh, that's right, maybe. It's because he can speak freely since he's not hiding anything. That's what he said himself, he can talk. Because he didn't do the things others might have done, he doesn't have the same skeletons in his closet that some of the powerful people around him might be carrying. And that's why his voice still cuts through and makes people uncomfortable, because it's not coming from fear, it's coming from a place of truth.
Kind of extreme social reaction. It is a reaction to something. Sexual abuse and the desecration of legitimate legacies in entertainment, that was the for me. And it created this reaction. Something apparently happened to Kanye. And this is his reaction.
It can involve them slowly pushing you out of the money circle, making sure they humble you so hard you may never fully bounce back. And that's exactly what people feel they're seeing right now with Diddy and with Kanye West, both being pulled through the fire in different ways, both being used as examples of what happens when you step outside the lines or speak a little too loudly in a system that thrives on control.